Hi, I am Grant.
I think used to.
Your turn, Max.
Hi, I'm Max.
Hello, I'm Henry.
And we will be talking about our books. My book is The False Prince by Jennifer A. Nelson. The False Prince is about a boy named Sage. Sage is an orphan in the land of Carthia. Sage looks like the long-lost prince, like Jaron, the late prince of Carthia. Connor buys him so that he can pretend to be Jaron.
It's not recorded. Oh wait, anyway.
To take the throne. It is recorded.
I'm sorry. Sorry.
To take the throne over because he is like slightly a ruler, but he isn't really a big ruler of Carthia, Connor. And so he picks up other boys. Ronan and Tobias are also taken by Connor because they look like Jaron. Tobias had already went through school, but Sage and Ronan had not. So when Connor takes them to his estate, Farthenwood, he is at an advantage because of his knowledge. Ronan already knows how to sword fight because he used to practice with a previous soldier of the military. So Ronan is good at sword fighting. Sage has pretty much nothing going for him. So while they're at Farthenwood, they learn how to ride horses. The person who's teaching them how to ride horses does not like Sage. So he makes Sage have a bad horse, and the horse carries him to a creek and hurts him pretty bad. So he missed out on sword fighting and the rest of the learning lessons and the meal. And everyone hates him because he ruined everything by getting hurt on a horse. The next day, he has a shower, and they learned that they invited the princess who was going to marry either Jaron, but Jaron is dead, or Darius, his older brother, whoever is the first one to become the king. Because if they do successfully pass themselves off as the prince, they'll need to live with them and marry her. So they meet her they become slaves or servants to serve her, and he says that she has dirt on her face, and that makes her like him. Also during this time, Connor tells the boys that the current king and queen and their son Darius have been killed, and so that's why they need Jaron so much, because the two countries that border it kind of hate Carthia, but they aren't willing to go to war. But if there's no ruler, and the king and the dude who is second runner up for king is really aggressive, and so they just start a war, so that they'd be essentially in civil war and in actual war, and essentially everyone would die, which isn't the best thing. I don't think. So Sage they dress him up he's doing kind of well. He's still way behind the others. He found secret passages. And he steals a rock from Connor, but Connor stole the rock from him. It's fool's gold. And so he refuses to give the rock back to Connor. So Connor has his two assassins, paid muscle to beat him up in the dungeon. He gets whipped and starts to bleed. He eventually doesn't give the rock back, but he gets very annoying because he says I'm the best person for the job. It comes to choosing day where they choose who the actual king is. Before this, so there is the bad guy who's second runner up hears that there are two supposed princes at this house, so he comes looking for it with force and stuff. So Sage and Ronan and Tobias hide in the secret passages from the bad guys. Tobias left things in his room that would show that they were there and get them all killed. So Sage goes to get the things out, but he runs into a maid who he's been hitting on most of the book, who is being harassed by one of the paid muscles of the bad guy. So so they get in trouble. The dude comes at them and she stabs him with a fire pronger thing, like those giant metal things. Stabs him and then throws it back in the fire so no one sees the blood. And then they hide in the tunnel, and then someone else takes the blame for them, saying that the other dude was threatening him, so he defended himself. Fire poker is the correct word. So it's all good. Ronan is chosen, but Connor is starting to regret his decision. And the rock still hasn't been returned because Sage has the ability to flip a coin around in his fingers. That's really important.
That's a dumb ability.
It is then revealed to us in a chapter that Sage is actually Jaren. He is literally the king. He's literally the prince who this entire time he was pretending to be. So he was pretending to be someone who's pretending to be himself. What? Got it? So, and then one of the armed muscles figures this out because of how he looks at a creek. I don't understand that. But, so they both know, but they decide not to tell Connor because, Connor's pretty evil. Then they're on their way to Carthia. Sage makes sure to keep everyone alive instead of letting them be killed when he leaves to become the prince. So they're on their way to the castle of Carthia. They have to stay at an inn because it's a pretty long journey and it's not like they can just go there quickly. There's no airplanes. This takes place in medieval time. And there's no dragons because it's not fantasy. So it takes a long time. There are no helicopters or boats or cars or jetpacks.
Flying animals.
This is realistic history.
There's a bike. Catapults in there?
Catapult them to the Carthia castle.
It's recording up.
I know. There, Connor tells Sage / Jaren that he killed Jaren's parents and his brother. He's the one who poisoned them. So they keep going. They, of course, lots of other people were smart enough to come up with this. Let's fake the prince idea. You know what I mean? So the guards are just turning down the fake princes, which is stopping Jaren from getting in. But because Jaren used to live in the castle, he knows a back entrance. So they go around the back entrance, leaving someone who really hates Sage and really wants Ronan to win behind. They swim through the mud and stuff, and they get to the entrance, and then the bad guy turns up and gives Ronan a sword because he wants Ronan to be the prince. So Ronan tries to kill Tobias and Sage, who had just saved his life so he could become the prince. And then Sage beats Ronan in a sword fight, even though Ronan is supposedly better than Sage, but he's worse than Jonas because they're the same person. This is really confusing at the end. So they keep going. The crown that was supposed to prove that he was is not there. But you know what's also revealed to us, just a little bit earlier, that Connor got the crown because he hired pirates to kill Jaren. So Sage now knows that himself was almost killed by Connor, who he's currently with. They go on to the meeting where Sage convinces everyone that he is the Jaren because he is Jaren, and he knows everything that Jaren would know that Connor doesn't know, which completely boggles Connor. And then he tells them what Connor has done, and Connor goes to jail. But they don't, because he keeps Connor in, because Sage is a really good person and for some reason keeps his promise to not send him to jail. But Connor knows not to mess with him because he's like
Evil.
because Jonas is in charge now, and Jonas is Jonas, not
He's
Sage.
a warlock.
Just to clarify, Jonas is not a warlock. Either is Sage.
Fine.
Everyone wins, and the person who needed to marry him because of that doesn't need to marry him because he's the king and he makes his own rules, and war is not going to happen. Yippee!
Was it even recording?
No. Wait, now
2009 dystopian novel by Scott Westerfield and illustrated by Keith Thompson. First ever trilogy set in an alternate version of World War I, and a central powers known in the universe as clankers, using mechanized war machines opposed by the Darwinists to fabricate living creatures genetically. The central protagonists are Alexander, the son of Archduke Franz Ferdinand, which in the real world he got assassinated at the beginning of World War I, and Darren, a Scottish girl with dreams of joining the British Air Service with her brother. The sequels are Behemoth and Goliath.
did you just read the wiki page on it?
Yeah, I'm reading the wiki page. Now I have to edit that out. No. Okay.
I'm the one who's doing
Okay. It is the cup of World War I, and all the European powers are arming up. The Austro-Hungarians and Germans have their clankers, diesel-driven iron machines loaded with guns and ammunition.
I
The
can do
British.
that better. Watch me.
Okay. Oh, I can wait.
Ow.
Okay.
I can wait.
Okay. Let's just keep the talking going. I only have limited data. You need to stop thrusting at the camera.
Stop humping the camera.
Thrust this way.
Okay.
Oh, this is weird.
Okay, seriously.
There
Fucking
was a
stop.
person watching me when I did that. Help
Keep
me.
talking.
Okay, in the cusp of World War I, all the European powers are arming up. The Austro-Hungarians and Germans have their clankers, diesel-driven iron machines loaded with guns and ammunition. The British Darwinists employed the fabricated animals as their weaponry. Their Leviathan is a whale airship and the most masterful beast in the British Navy fleet. Alexander Ferdinand, Prince of the Austro-Hungarian Empire, is on the run. His own people have turned on him. His title is worthless, and all he has is a battle-torn Stormwalker and a loyal crew of men, which is basically like an android, basically.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Darren, a commoner girl, is staying with her brother, Jasper, in London. Her father died in a balloon accident, and her mother and aunts want her to grow up as a proper lady. Darren dreams of joining the British Air Service and to serve on one of the great air beasts. In order to do so, she must pose as a boy, Dylan Sharp, to pass the starting exam. She goes aloft with a Huxley, a jellyfish-like creature which uses hydrogen to float.
I'm doing the same thing.
To prove her airworthiness, however, a storm hits while she is aloft, severely tossing Darren and the Huxley about, and they narrowly survive. She's forced to cut the Huxley loose from its mooring in order to avoid crashing into a nearby building. This results in Darren and the Huxley being blown out over the North Sea. She is thrilled when she and the Huxley are rescued by the Leviathan, the most famous of the air beasts. A massive ecosystem comprising of many different animals, but based largely on a whale. Weird. But she is inducted into the crew of the Leviathan and makes friends with Monkey Luddet Newkirk. The Leviathan's mission is to transfer a top British boffin, or scientist, basically one of the people that, make the genetically modified animals.
Yeah, that sounds cool.
In a secret package to Constantinople, fuck you guys, Darren is surprised to learn the boffin is a woman, Dr. Nora Barlow.
It's going to be almost impossible for me to edit out that F you guys.
You know what, I'll take the blame.
Yeah.
Is a woman, Dr. Nora Barlow, and is afraid Barlow will discover her secret. In the air over Europe, the Leviathan comes under attack from German airplanes. The crew fights back and defeats the planes, but not before the great whale's hydrogen bladder.
Okay, let's get to work. At least I edited this weird stuff out of mine.
Is severely punctured. The airship crash lands in Switzerland on the very glacier where Alex group is hiding. Alec and Vulgar, which is his master of mechanics or whatever, witness the crash, but Vulgar insists that they do nothing to interfere, as they will risk giving away their position and the Germans are being captured by the British. That's actually a nice feeling. Alec is unable to stomach letting the crew of the Leviathan suffer dies and secretly leaves the fortress to bring medicine into the crew of the fallen ship. The first person he finds is an unconscious Darren who has fallen from the rig during the crash. Alec revives her and claims unconvincingly to be a Swiss villager. Darren is suspicious of him and sounds resulted in Alex's capture. Alec continues to insist he's just a bystander trying to help, but the captain refuses to release him and instead leaves him under Darren's charge. The secret cargo brought by Dr. Barlow is revealed to be eggs of some kind, though most were destroyed in the crash. I saw you back there. Alec's family comes to his rescue. Hi. Alec's family comes to his rescue and battle almost erupts between the two sides. But Darren's quick thinking in bringing Alec into the front and holding him as a hostage brings everybody together to talk under a flag of truce. Realizing their differences are outweighed by their similarities, Alec offers a sizable chunk from their food store. Chunk.
Okay. Push pause when you want to do these.
Okay, I'm sorry.
You didn't even hit pause.
I don't fucking care.
Okay, just keep going. Let's get this over with.
Are outweighed by their similarities. Alec offers a sizable chunk. I'm sorry. I'm just sabotaging your.
It's fine.
So the ship can replenish its hydrogen supply and take off again. However, as they travel back to the Leviathan, 2 German Zeppelins appear and send out commandos to capture them. Unfortunately, one of the Zeppelins escapes and the Stormwalker is severely damaged by an aerial bomb, making it impossible to stand up and repair.
Are we done?
No. Just
pause it then.
Get away from that guy.
Keep going.
Okay. Thanks to the diplomacy of Dr. Barlow and the bright idea from Alec, the two groups decided to combine their technologies and leave together as one group. Alec also admits his true origins to Darren/Dylan and Dr. Barlow when he realizes he let a few too many things slip. The Austrians dismantled the Stormwalker and used its engines to replace those lost by the Leviathan. The Austrian engines proved to be much more powerful than its previous ones, propelling them quickly away from the danger and Hercules, a deadly clanker ship. In the aftermath, Dr. Barlow reveals information about a fabricated ship in England that was sold to the Ottoman Empire, but then taken back by Winston Churchill, despite being paid in full, thus creating tension between the British and the Ottomans. The novel closes with the Leviathan continuing its fight towards Constantinople, with Alec watching mysterious eggs that will hatch into something unknown and fabricated species. Sorry.
You ready? Go.
So, my book is called Darth Paper. Most people haven't heard of it because they're not Star Wars people. Or they're not paper people. Or origami people. Anyways, you know what it's about. I just explained it to you. Wow, that was very smart of me.
Okay, you need to do more than that.
It's basically a parody of, like, Star Wars. Just say that.
But it's not.
Oh.
Okay, so it's about...
I zoomed in on your face.
Yeah! Oh!
Okay, keep going.
So it's about these kids who write down stuff on a journal because they want to save their friend who's in ISS.
What is ISS?
I forget what it's called.
Is it like a...
In-school suspension. There we go.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Like, no.
But, what?
Shut up.
Anyways, basically they write a bunch of stories and, well, yeah, that's pretty much it. That's all there is to it.
Are you sure there's not
They
more?
write a bunch of stories about trying to get
Trump?
rid of... No. Oh, I thought you were just looking up images of Trump.
Here, look up images of Trump and I'll zoom in on them with the camera.
Okay.
Keep going, Henry.
So basically, they write stories to help him get out of ISS. How he got in ISS is because he punched a kid.
Cool.
Who did he punch? How did he punch them?
How do you punch a kid? You punch him like this.
Where did he punch them? Demonstrate on me.
It doesn't really say where he punched him.
Just
Oh, it
punch
doesn't? Just
No.
punch me somewhere.
Alright.
He's so orange.
Question Foulet, where we have to play 5-finger Foulet while answering questions about our book. There will be 5 questions. Start.
Start.
Ask a question.
Who are your main characters in the book?
There's Tommy, there's Harvey, there's Dwight, and there's other people. I forget their names.
Okay. Which one is an ISS?
Dwight.
Okay.
Okay,
I get to ask a question now. Who is there a villain of your story?
Yes.
Who is it?
Principal Rabinsky.
Makes sense.
What does Principal Rabinsky do that makes him so evil?
Pretty much, she bans all Star Wars in origami.
Wow. We have one more question.
Why does she ban the most amazing thing ever to exist?
Because she says, it's disrupting the learning environment.
Okay, that makes sense.
Okay, that's that. Oh yeah, you do it that style, don't you? Okay, keep going. So Henry asked a question about his book.
Alright, so who are your main characters?
Darren Sharp and Alexander.
Who is your main villain?
Doesn't say. It's basically, an entire nation.
Okay, so what's the name of the entire nation?
The Ottoman Empire, the British Empire, the Germans.
Okay, so everyone.
Everyone, basically.
Okay, so how are the giant flying creatures made?
They're basically
Keep playing 5-finger Fillet.
They're basically by genetics. They alter their genes to make them multi-use. Like for example, there are hydrogen sniffers, because on the ships they use hydrogen, and if hydrogen leaks, the hydrogen sniffers sniff it out so it can be fixed.
Yeah, time to make sure that they.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's no explosions.
Yeah.
Was that 5 questions?
No, that was 2.
Okay,
Max, what are you doing?
we're doing.
What is your favorite part about the book?
I like the part where the egg hatches, the mysterious egg, the cargo that the doctor takes to the Ottoman Empire as like a flag of, I don't know, surrender, I guess.
Okay.
The egg hatches.
So there's one more question.
2 more questions.
2 more questions.
You're not good at math.
I'm better at math than you.
I'm
So-
better at the new unit than you.
Okay, just
Okay, just ask the question.
Fine. What would be the worst part of the book?
I like all of it. Nothing's bad about it. Nothing.
Okay.
Except the war.
Do you think I should read it?
If you're like into like sci-fi and like animals being altered genetically.
Oh, good.
So like ligers.
like ligers, yeah.
Ligers.
And if you like
Ligers,
and
tigers,
and if you like creepy illustrations, like
Yeah.
they're really creepy.
like detailed and disturbing.
Like
or?
pretty. I mean, it's like black and white, but
Okay. Okay, I think we're done.
Okay.
What's the main plot of your book?
The main plot of my book is Connor trying to train Sage and the other boys to become to act like Jaron, and Sage turning out to be Jaron, and that's the main plot. Yes.
What's your favorite part about the book?
My favorite part of the book is the chapter where Jaron is shown to be Sage. It's a very well written book. Chapter. of the book.
Okay, still question, but are there any illustrations, like pictures in the book?
There are no pictures in the book.
Okay, so I can't read it because I'm not good at words now. Okay.
So, who would you say the main character is?
The main character is Sage.
Okay.
What's the castle's name again?
What?
What? Okay, so
Carthia?
Carthia. Yeah, Carthia. Thanks.
Carthia. Any questions about Carthia?
How big is it?
Carthia is a decently sized country, I think. It's like the U.S. It's not the biggest, but it's not small
Okay.
at all.
Does it have like a region or like a?
There are regions in it, yes.
Okay.
Alright, so that's 5 questions.
Yeah.
I have another question. Is Carthia itself in like a Pacific region, like specific region, like the Middle East or?
No,
More.
there's no Pacific region shown, but
Okay.
I'm pretty sure it's in Europe.
Mm-hmm.
Dude.
Done.